Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about Visit to the Unknown from Tensei Shitara Slime Talk, and so without any ado let's begin. Bonus, Visit to the Unknown, 06 Attack Part 1. Everyone who heard Feldera's words felt something different. And then it happened. Before any of them could put their feelings into action. The attack. There was an explosive sound as the ceiling of the underground shelter, that was the Resistance's base, collapsed. What? Zaza shouted as he frantically looked up towards the ceiling. Black smoke rose into the air. He could see the gray sky between the cracks. He was stunned. Sharma ignored him and was the first to react. This is bad. The toxic fumes will come in. Sharma shouted. Rindo quickly moved. He gathered together the adults and children and led them to the lower floors that were used as an emergency refuge. As they had trained for such an event in the past, they moved with impressive speed. Only the youngest of the children cried or screamed. But for the most part, everyone disappeared from the top floor without much in the way of chaos. How can, but this is a shelter that withstood a nuclear blast. What kind of power would it have taken to pierce through to here? No, is it a bunker buster? Zaza was frozen with shock. If he was right about it, this meant that the Empire was finally putting its full weight behind the attacks. And they had been the first to strike. There was now a danger of them all being slaughtered down here. However, Zaza had one doubt. No, wait a minute. If that really was a bunker buster, this floor would be a sea of scorching heat. And yet the blast seemed to have stopped as soon as it hit their ceiling. Zaza was so puzzled that he said this out loud. Feldera looked at him and smirked. After all, it had been Feldera's power that had saved them right now. He had just become popular with the people, and he wasn't about to let these intruders interfere with that. That is what was on Feldera's mind when he cast a barrier around this floor. Hee. Oh, Zaza. As for that. This was the time to show that confused Zaza how wonderful he really was. It was just as Feldera thought this and began to explain, that it happened. 5 mobile weapons dropped down from the opening in the ceiling. Master. Something just came in. Tisk. How much must they pester me? Feldera said in frustration. Even when he tried to be good, no one appreciated him. It happened all of the time. What shall we do, Lord Feldera? Beretta. We'll do as we discussed. I shall protect Ramirez over here and you deal with them. Understood. They said casually, and then Beretta stepped forward to face the 5 enemies. Zaza saw this and frantically tried to stop him. Wait. Those things are dangerous. Judging by their silhouette, they are the armored troops led by that bastard, Carmen. I think he was a second lieutenant or sergeant, but he is also a highly experienced cyborg. He's insane. There are rumors of him annihilating several mercenary groups. You won't stand a chance against him if you're alone. Zaza knew Carmen. How aggressive and cruel he was. There were mercenary groups that he knew personally who were destroyed by just a few of these mobile weapons. Some had been let go on purpose, and they all spoke with fear in their hearts. This man who was said to be the worst of the South was here in front of them. And so it was no surprise that Zaza was worried. Be careful now, Beretta. Don't kill them, alright? I think Ramira would get really angry if you did that. I understand. The 3 of them showed no signs of having heard Zaza's words. Zaza could not hide his alarm as he said. Don't kill them. Are you serious? What are you talking about? I will admit that Mr. Beretta is very strong, but these guys are not the same as murder dogs. They are real anti-army weapons. And there are 5 of them. We have no hope of winning. We have to escape now or we'll be wiped out. Zaza. Calm down. I am here too. How could we lose? And what the hell do you think you're going to do? They won't let you go just because you cooked them some okonomiyaki. Feldera had only been trying to calm Zaza down, but it had no effect. It could not be helped. After all, to him, Feldera was the least useful of the group. What? What you just said? That kind of hurt. Feldera was shocked by how little they thought of him. Ramirez tried to comfort him. And then, leaving Feldera's stupid conversation behind him, Beretta faced Carmen. The 5 mobile weapons advanced towards Beretta, the powered suits, led by Second Lieutenant Carmen, but Beretta stood his ground. They had landed on the ground from above. As the ground shook when this happened, it was clear that they were quite heavy. They were at least 3 meters tall. Humanoid knights in heavy, thick armor. Giants. Beretta whispered as he took a step forward. The machine that stood in the front addressed Beretta first. Oh. Jackpot already, eh? So you must be the Resistance's new weapon. The one that killed our murder dogs. I am Carmen. A second lieutenant. I lead this troop. It was Second Lieutenant Carmen. He held a cigar infused with emotion-suppressing agents. And he introduced himself while inhaling deeply. I don't know what you mean by new weapon. But it was I who killed the 3 dogs. I see. Bingo. We've been quite lucky. And what is your name? Beretta. Ho ho. Odd name. As you are no famous terrorist, are you a newcomer? Well, that doesn't matter. I just want you to answer me one question. What? It's nothing, really. We used the bunker blaster with the intent of destroying this underground shelter. So why isn't it destroyed? What little trick did you use? I am just curious. The answer is simple. Lord Feldera over there, he protected us. Beretta said honestly. However, this only made Carmen laugh. According to the energy calculations, Feldera was nothing remarkable. The data said so. And so he did not believe Beretta's answer. I see. So you won't tell me then? Well, fine. By the way. Smoke rose from his cigar. It was just as the smoke was directed towards Beretta's vision, that Carmen moved. He was fast. The powered suits represented the height of their technology. In spite of its hefty appearance, they could go from standing still to moving at 1,000 m/s in just 10 seconds. However, this action was not about attacking. To Carmen, it was merely a casual walk. A kind of greeting in order to witness Beretta's reaction. Carmen's hand was placed on Beretta's shoulder. The movement was so fast that a shockwave hit Beretta, but otherwise, he stood still as if nothing had happened. It had been less than a light breeze to him. Oh? So that is not enough to faze you then? I am impressed. It will make destroying you all the more interesting. But first, I must listen to this order from Colonel Gradam. You should just surrender and tell us your secrets. Then you may be able to live in the city. I will give you 10 seconds, so think about your answer. Carmen said as he blew smoke into Beretta's face. He wanted to fight him, but he had to follow orders. And so he made this offer. Carmen, was it? Do not give me orders. While his mask hid any expression, Beretta's voice was oozing with irritation. Inwardly, Carmen was enjoying Beretta's reaction. He tightened his grip on Beretta's shoulder and continued. Well, if you insist on defending these scum, you must be an enemy to me. And then he smiled viciously and tried to crush Beretta's shoulder by applying more pressure. But Beretta just lightly brushed his hand away. The hand of a powered suit that was applying intense pressure. And with just one hand, Carmen lost his balance and fell back towards his troops. His shoulders shook with fury and shame over this unbelievable reality. And then he let out a great roar. Kukukukahahahaha. Yes. This is very amusing. It's been a while since I faced an enemy that was worth fighting, however. Carmen paused here and inhaled from his cigar. All the anger then dispersed and he regained his calm. He continued. I will tell you about reality before we fight. It seems that you have an internal high-power reactor exceeding 100,000 kWh. It's your best feature, isn't it? Indeed, it is rather impressive for something created outside of the city laboratories, but not quite good enough. The nuclear fusion reactors inside of our powered suits can output as much as 817,000 kWh. Do you see? Do you despair at this difference? Do you see that there are 5 of us? You never had a chance against us. So I will say this one last time. Surrender to us. He said as if repressing his natural tendencies. He would obey the order from headquarters. Carmen was like a problem child, but he was not an outlaw. However, he was difficult to control once he started fighting. This came from his intense hatred of the resistance and had nothing to do with his original personality. And so it was not possible for him to stop himself. Surrender? I have no intention of obeying someone who is weaker than me. But more than anything, I already have a master. I do not like what you are saying. Ha. Then be ready. You will soon know reality and regret this. Don't worry, I will not kill you. The cigar had now burned away. That was the signal. Ridiculous. I know what you are capable of. I hope you won't break on me. Carmen shouted after laughing confidently. There was no reason for Carmen to doubt that he could defeat this enemy in front of them. And yet, perhaps you will put up more of a fight than I thought. Maybe I will have to take this thing seriously, was Beretta's reply. At this, Carmen's emotions exploded. The suppression drug's effects had ended. Carmen's ability to reason was now gone. And the only thing to do was to unleash his anger. The powered suit was a part of him and moved according to his will. The heat and pressure that was usually sealed by the electromagnetic force field now lit up the nuclear fusion reactor. The resulting plasma stream rushed through his body like blood. It was directly converted to electricity through the generator, giving Carmen frightening strength. The strength to go wild. While he was human, he would become like the sun. Exceed what he was as a cyborg and transform into a weapon. At the same time, Carmen's subordinates finished preparing. Like Carmen, they embodied the sun and released their great power. While they were a team, individually, they would have been able to fight a whole division of soldiers from one generation ago. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more content.